This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Well, last night, Donald Trump's national security advisor suddenly resigned. Michael Flynn was caught making nice with top Russian officials before Donald Trump took office. He secretly talked about sanctions with the Russian ambassador and subsequently denied doing so. These were sanctions that Obama had slapped on Russia after they had interfered in the American election in a concerted effort to put Donald Trump in power. What this means is that Donald Trump handpicked a man to be put in charge of national security policy who illegally colluded with an adversarial foreign power in the Kremlin. Flynn was in the perfect position to convince Trump to do what Vladimir Putin, the Russian dictator, wanted him to do. Flynn stupidly tried to sneak around with the Russians, but it was a rookie move because all calls with Russian officials are automatically monitored and transcripted. So American intelligence gatherers knew immediately that there was something going on. When the press got wind of Flynn's treasonous phone calls, they started asking questions that Flynn and Trump, they couldn't answer. Like always, they tried to dodge and change their answers after the fact. Flynn finally said that he couldn't remember whether he talked about sanctions with Russia. The secrecy and contradicting accounts are signs that something is fishy and it's going on in the White House. Now that Flynn is resigned and out of the way, is Trump administration, are they free from Russian influence? Absolutely not. Flynn is just one man who is part of a larger, more dangerous problem. Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, was forced to resign in shame due to revelations of his troubling ties to Russia and the Kremlin. Rex Tillerson is a pro-Russia oil tycoon who is now Secretary of State, and you can see here him palling around with Vladimir Putin all over Russia. Carter Page was once one of Donald Trump's top foreign policy advisors, and in December, this last December, he was seen sneaking around in Moscow on his way to shady meetings. Are you seeing a pattern here? And of course, there was also the fact that Donald Trump still refuses to release his tax returns. Now you may ask how his tax returns relate to Russia. Well, Trump's own son has said that the family has a lot of assets and holdings in Russia. The problem is, in all the lies, Donald Trump can't keep his story straight on his involvement in Russia. Sometimes he says he has nothing to do with Russia. Other times he brags about his good relationships with Russians. One day he says he's never met Putin, and on others he says that they know each other very well. If it's true that Trump does business in Russia, it would be in his tax returns. That's why it's important. We have a big security threat on our hands here because Trump has a financial stake in Russia and surrounds himself with pro-Russian advisors and cabinet officials. Finally, there's this 35-page dossier that just won't go away. The document contains shocking allegations of Trump's behavior in Russia, including rumors about romps with prostitutes. Supposedly, the document was created by Russian government to blackmail Donald Trump into doing their bidding. At first, the Trump team denied that this document even existed. That was a lie. Then they denied that they'd ever been briefed on it. That was also a lie. Now the Trump team says the document is just fake news. That too is a lie. Multiple independent intelligence agencies now say that they can confirm some of the details, the scandalous details contained in this document are true. These are details that are worthy of blackmail, the Russians think. Is Donald Trump dangerously pro-Russia because he surrounds himself with Russian-approved cronies? Because he has business interests in Russia? Or because Russian spies are blackmailing him? If you ask me, my guess is it's likely all of the above.